Create a gorgeous soft looking card using ink blending and the perfect tools and inks for doing so. Stay tuned. Hello there everyone, welcome to Creative Coloring with Iram. I have an easy and pretty card to share with you, especially if you have all those wonderful blending brushes by Altenew. This becomes a super duper easy job. We already know that Altenew has come out with a few different sizes of blending tools, and that difference in size, even if it's just a smidge, does help a lot. I will be using the Craft Your Life project kit Garden Rose 3D embossing folder, and I have already embossed an A2 size panel of Crest Solar White cardstock. This is 80 pounds by the way. For my main inking, I will be using my new blending brushes. This is the mini blending brush set by Altenew, and as you can see, I have not opened mine yet. And I will be trying these out for the first time. There are 4 in one pack, and the head is smaller than the smaller sized blending tool. This is great because this then is in between the size 10 brush and the detailed blending brushes and the small blending tool. I love the size range among the blending brushes that Altenew has. I will be using the pigment inks by Altenew for ink blending because they are smooth, they blend like butter, and I absolutely love them. I also showed you the colors in one of my recent videos, and I will be sharing the link somewhere here in the description or on the top somewhere. If you missed that video, I use these inks to watercolor with. Yes, you can also do that. And these do become permanent once you heat set them. Also, these inks usually go on sale, so be sure to check altenew.com. As you can see, I have my blending brush upright, like straight, and I am applying ink with a light touch. I did pounce my brush on the palette to get the excess ink off when I need to, but mostly I'm not doing that because initially I do want some color on the panel. So I'm not worried even if it's splotchy, but believe me and see for yourself that it wasn't splotchy. It looked great. It looked so good that I applied ink on the rest of the flowers right after inking the first one. If you want to keep a softer look than the one I have achieved in the final result, you can also use just the Frosty Pink Pigment Ink. But because I wanted to add a bit more color to my panel, I also added a little bit of Coral Berry Pigment Ink. But please know that Coral Berry Pigment Ink is vibrant. You will need only a little bit of this, and you can just keep blending this to soften it a little. For the Coral Berry Pigment Ink, you will need to take the excess ink off onto a palette or a scrap paper. I'm just adding the Coral Berry Pigment Ink in the center portion of the rose. I will keep the outer portion a lighter. Instead, what I will do is I will add a hint of green in some of the outer petals. It's going to be a very light green. I'm going to be using the Frayed leaf, which is the lightest color in the green family. That is what I will use, and I'll apply a very, very light color of that ink onto the outer petals, and not all the outer petals, just a couple of petals. And no, it won't look weird. It will look very nice. Just don't overdo it if you are repeating the same technique. I will keep mine very subtle. So what this does is it also hides any mistakes I made in case I went over my flowers with the green ink. So now it kind of looks like it's part of the flower. For the leaves, I will start by adding the lightest color, which is the Frayed Leaf Pigment Ink. I will cover the entire leaf with this color. You know, you can even tilt your brush and use the edge of your brush to apply ink to hard to reach areas. But then you can always use the detailed blending brushes for this as well. But since this was in my hand already, I thought I'd try it, and it worked. It does work, and if you want to give it a try, you can do that as well. Once I have the Frayed Leaf Pigment Ink as the first layer of color on all the leaves, I will use the Forest Glades Pigment Ink and apply this on the base of the leaf. This is the area that connects to the leaf stalk or the petiole, and I will try my best to apply this darker green halfway towards the tip of the leaf, but not on the tip. I will keep the tip of the leaf lighter. this will add so much depth to the leaves and a very beautiful soft look as well. I will do this for all the leaves, and once this is done, I will move on to the darkest green color, which is Evergreen Pigment Ink. Now I will use the number 5 detail blending brush and use this as a color pencil basically to apply a bit of shading to my leaves. And just look at that gorgeousness. I love how smoothly the Altenew Pigment Ink blends, and these brushes are amazing. If you get a blob of ink, keep blending and it will soften. It will blend well. I love the detail blending brushes, guys. I love all the blending brushes, really. So now you can see that the leaves look more beautiful and more vivid. I added a bit more coral berry onto the flowers. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just to make the pink more equal to compared to the green. Now I will emboss this panel again, since I am sure I've lost some of the dimension, if not all. My card is incomplete without splatters, even if it is as pretty and clean as this one. So I'm going to add fine black paint splatters. And once they are dry, I will add white splatters. I'm using chalk paint for the white splatters, but you can also use the pure white ink spray by Altenew. Next, I just wrapped a strip of vellum and adhered a die-cut sentiment from the Craft Flower Primrose layering die set. I'm sorry I lost the footage of this, but it is an easy thing to do. You know, you just have to cut a strip of vellum and wrap it around your panel and then adhere your sentiment, and that's it. I used one of the golds from the glitter cardstock Gilded set. These are so gorgeous, you guys. And then just popped a few antique gold sequins. I hope you like the soft look of the card. The pigment inks are perfect for this technique, especially because they blend very well. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Hello there! Did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.